Hello, people. How's it going? Well, this is going to be an attempt to create a history study series. History in 10 minutes. I am going to try to keep them under 10 minutes. I gotta lean back. That's the plan, anyway. I know me. Well, within 10 to 15 minutes. If it goes over 15 minutes, too long. But anyway, I like history. Anybody who knows me knows I love history. I will study history. I like all history. I'm obsessed with it. I mean, after all, I got into history in my freshman year in high school, Mr. Cyrus's class, and he taught ancient history. I mostly remember ancient history. I'm pretty sure he studied more modern history, but anyway. What I'm planning on doing is making this a 10-minute study. The subjects will be either what I want to do at that moment or somebody can recommend something. I would like people to recommend something. It has to be history related. Has to be something that history. I know some people are going to do something else, and it ain't going to be related to history, and I know who they are. Anyway, but the idea is to keep it under 10 minutes, at the very most 15. I might do something later today or tomorrow on the Cleopatra nonsense. I'm sorry, she was Greek. She was Macedonian Greek. I hate telling you this, people. She wasn't black. She wasn't African. Anyway, I was going to do that first as my first video on the subject of history, but I figured, no, maybe I should do an introduction first. This is going to be very long because I'm just trying to give the idea that that's what I'm going to try to do. I've been trying to do this for 2 years. I've been trying to do this YouTube channel for 2 years, at least a little over 2 years. I think it's been 2 years. Anyway, I am going to figure out a way to make this work. One way or another, I'm going to make this work. As I've said before, and I'll keep saying it, I'm a better writer than a talker. I don't really like talking a whole lot. So maybe if I keep it under 10 minutes per subject, per historical subject, I will be able to make it more interesting. I'm sure me just sitting here talking is not exactly the most interesting thing in the world. So I will try to interject other ways of making it interesting. I'm not a computer guy, so I really need to learn to either hold up a book or something to make it interesting. Because I mostly will be just sitting here talking. That's pretty much all I ever do. Sit here and talk. I like history. I always have. I've studied history for 40 odd years. I don't have a degree, but I have studied it. I mean, my top 3 probably of history is World War II, the American Civil War, and everything else. I like history. I have tons of books. I want to make this YouTube thing work. I don't want to give up on it, really. I think I can make it work if I can just figure out the formula, what I want to do with it. Because the book review thing is, though it was fun, I enjoyed writing it. I don't know if I was really enjoying it. So why study history? And that is the name of the video, right? When I wrote, why history matters, why bother? Because this day and age, history is not being taught. Feelings are being taught. History does not care about your feelings. History is facts, not feelings. You want to care about your feelings, don't read a history book, because the history book doesn't care how you feel about it. But history's not being taught. I'm sorry. You have Netflix creating this docudrama, which is not a docudrama at all, but wishful thinking by people who want to change history. I'm not a revisionist. Sorry. I'm not going to rewrite certain history aspects to make other people feel good. Okay? Cleopatra was not an African. She wasn't even an Egyptian. I mean, she was a Macedonian Greek. I mean, the whole idea, look, I know I keep getting back into that. That's kind of what I wanted to start with in the first place. But it kind of makes my point why I want to study history, why I want to teach it. Because it's not being taught. What's being taught is, well, I want it to be this way. Oh, no. History has been rewritten. Well, no, it hasn't. History is facts. You can change the facts all you want, but guess what? That actual history you think you're changing isn't going to change. History is what it is. History is fascinating. It's the best of humanity, the worst of humanity, and everything in between. I've always enjoyed history. I have over 1,200 books, people. I like history. Granted, not every single book is on history, but close enough. I need to get an American flag for right there. I have my Union Jack and my Israeli flag, but I need to get a little American flag because I am half American. I was born in Suffolk, England, people. I think what I'm going to try to do is not bore people too much. I'm sure I'm probably boring. But I'm going to try not to bore people too much. I'm going to try to teach why it's important, why you should do it, why it matters to study real history and not wishful thinking. To care about history and not rewrite it because it bothers you, or to ignore it because it bothers you, or it offends you. History should offend you. There's a lot of things in history that should offend you. So don't repeat it. That's why it should offend you. But anyway, let me think. I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes for this first one, so I keep looking at the clock, looking at the counter of what it is. I apologize if this one's a little rambly because I'm not really. I told you, I'm a better writer than a talker, and hopefully as this goes, I'm going to try to make this a Tuesday thing though. I'm going to mostly try to do at least one of these a week. This history in 10 minutes. That will be about hopefully one a week. That's what I'm aiming for. I might actually also do one on writing. I might just try to create just 3. One on history, one on writing, and I'm not sure what the other one would be, but I like 3. I want to have 3 different ones. But I love history. To me, it's fascinating. The things that people did and do and want to do, and the wars fascinate me. The peace fascinates me. The good and the bad and the ugly of history, of everything fascinates me. As much as humanity frustrates the hell out of me sometimes, humans are interesting. We're self-destructive and we're creative. We hate and love at the same time. We can't get along with each other while we try to get along with each other. I mean, we are a very complex creation. I'm not an evolutionist, people. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You know what I mean. I'm hoping to make this interesting. I'm hoping that I can at least teach more about boring people. Hopefully the first one I'm going to do will probably be on the Cleopatra thing, because that seems to be the thing to do in the YouTube universe at the moment. I mean, I'm sorry, what else am I going to say? She wasn't an African, she was a Macedonian Greek, end of story, whether you like it or not. Sorry, that's history, that's facts. That's why history is important. That's why history as a subject should be taught as important. Facts, research, history of wishful thinking leads to a Netflix documentary about an African Cleopatra who didn't exist. Wishful thinking is not history. It never will be, it never can be. Inclusivity, or whatever I say the word, and history don't mix. They don't. Because that's not how the world works. That's not how individual organisms called humanity works. People are individuals in their groups, and there's two dynamics of history is that you can't force it. Because when you do force it, you have problems that we have today. People not getting along and people literally at each other's throats because one wants to go by their feelings and the other one wants to go by facts. And they don't go together. They never will. I mean, anyway, I want to keep this one short. I just want this to be an introduction, a slight introduction. I would like people to subscribe, comment, give me ideas, what would you like me to talk about, what part of history you'd like me to talk about. I may create one for, well, I have a project in mind. I'll keep that to myself right now. But please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Give me some thoughts. Give me your ideas. Thank you for watching. Behave yourselves, people, because you know I won't. I don't know how. I'm Jewish. I don't know how to behave. Later.